When most homeowners think of maintenance, they think of things such as landscape maintenance, maintaining and manicuring their lawns, as well as taking care of all the bushes, as well as any hardscape that they might want to add to the property. In addition to that, cleaning the home usually involves regular maintenance, as well as changing out air filters. In addition to that, people think of large ticket items when it comes to maintenance, such as in 10 years, I'm going to have to repaint my house, or in 10 years, I'm going to have to redo something or fix something that hasn't been fixed for a long period of time. However, regular and routine maintenance over time will save the homeowner a lot of cost and headache with any deferred maintenance items, and compare it to the alternative option, which is seen time and time again, as compared to the concept of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or the deferred maintenance strategy that often homeowners have because they either don't have the time or the knowledge to be able to ensure that their home is in tip-top shape. Due to this concept, we're going to cover some of the main maintenance items that we take care of Rebuild the Block, which is under our maintenance contract that is outside of the warrantable items that take place within the first year or 2 years, dependent on the system. First and foremost, you're going to see a lot of the stem wall that's located around the house. Now, oftentimes the landscape crew is going to come and they're going to blow and go, they're going to weed whack, they're going to take care of a fair amount of the landscape maintenance items, and in doing so, it can have a tendency to ruin some of the exterior aesthetic of the home, whether that be the stem wall paint as well as any of the finishes on the exterior of the home. As a secondary measure, every few years, you should be going around the house and ensuring that all of the caulking that takes place at some of the critical areas throughout the home is still in good condition. In addition to the functional benefits of reducing any deterioration on the exterior of the home, you'll also be able to have a cleaner aesthetic, and your house will continue to stand out as one of the best on the block. Another important area for any homeowner to recognize is the different materials that are utilized and the associated maintenance that's required with each. Now, this is a cement fiberboard. In this case, it's a Hardy trim package, and so it's looking really good because it's a great exterior product to be able to use for any exterior siding application. Now, even with that said, this product should be power washed at least once a year to be able to get the dust, grime, and grit off of it, and should probably be painted every 5 years or so to be able to ensure maximum longevity and lifespan. However, when we transition over to some of the detailing that we have here with our rough framing and temper members that are able to create this awning detail over this farmhouse garage, it's important to note that this is a wood product that definitely is rated for exterior features within the home, and if properly maintained will last a lifetime. But it's important to note that all of the wood siding on the exterior of the home might need some additional extra attention and care. As we move into the garage, we're gonna have two areas that we're really gonna wanna focus on. First, double checking that our garage is functioning and the mechanical components are working appropriately to ensure safety and functionality day in and day out. Believe it or not, this is one of the features of a home that's utilized most frequently, as it's open and closed multiple times throughout every day. The second item in the garage that we want to focus on is going to be our tankless water heater, which should be descaled every year to be able to ensure proper functionality and longevity of the system, as well as maintaining appropriate maintenance on any of the water softener components that you have within the house. Not only is this replacing and maintaining the use of salt in a salt system, we also need to ensure that we take care of any filters or carbon materials that are associated with this water softener system. So as we move to the side yard, there's two critical components that we want to discuss, and these are absolutely essential to maintain on a regular basis. We live in Arizona where it's hot. So the one thing that you don't want to have to fix during the summertime is going to be your HVAC system. And these condensers are key to keeping your home cool during those summer months, so it's absolutely critical to be able to have these maintained once or twice a year to ensure they're in proper working order. This is obviously going to be taken care of by a company that focuses on mechanical systems that will ensure that these are working properly. As we move slightly back, almost every home in Arizona is also going to have a pool. And it is important to ensure that your pool is working and functioning properly. The way to be able to do this is to ensure that you have the proper maintenance, and this is typically going to be handled by a pool service company. But you also want to make sure that yearly you're taking care of the main components that are associated, such as the heater, as well as any of the filters are being replaced, and that your pumps are in working order and protected from some of the outdoor elements that can get pretty intense here in the Arizona heat. So I know we live in the desert, and a lot of times people are less concerned about the roofs associated with their homes. And on this house, we have a 2-component roof system, which would include our asphalt shingles as well as our standing seam metal roof for some of the accent details in the front. It's absolutely essential to ensure that all the debris is cleaned off the roof so that there will be no potential for leaks, as well as walking the roof at least once a year to ensure that all the roof penetrations are properly sealed, especially after being beat on day in and day out with the intense sun and heat that is often associated here in the Phoenix Valley. So one of the main materials that's utilized down here in Arizona is going to be our synthetic stucco finish. Now, this is a pretty bulletproof system and really doesn't have a lot of maintenance required. However, due to house settling and some of the extreme temperatures that we might have to caulk or take care of any cracks that might happen around some of the penetrations throughout the home as years progress. But really, when we're talking about overall maintenance, we're talking about potentially repainting the home in about 10 years and/or addressing any minor items or concerns that might pop up over that 10-year period as it relates to wear and tear or potential damage when adding upgrades to the home. Now, Rebuild the Block, we've never really had any issues with our windows and doors. However, it is a maintenance item where you want to ensure that they're working and functioning properly, that they glide well on the tracks that are associated with the manufacturer, as well as ensuring that they're cleaned at least a couple times a year, so you reduce any of the deterioration that might occur from some of that dust, grime, and grit that often is associated here in the valley in our desert climate. Now, while I don't have the time to go over every single exterior maintenance item, as you can see, there's a fair amount of items that need to be taken care of to properly maintain your home every year here in Arizona. We're more than happy to discuss how we handle our maintenance programs with the homes that we build, and hope to be able to offer this service to more newer homes in the future. For those following along, stay tuned for our next video that's going to cover our interior maintenance package and the associated features thereof. As always, thanks for following along, and stay tuned where we cover maintenance items for the interior of the home on our next episode. And as always, have a great day.